Greetings and welcome to our series of sharing here at YouTube on the topic of taxes that the barangays can effectively collect, impose and collect under the local government code. My mission is to share with our barangay captains whatever little information I have so that can help them improve their financials in their day-to-day operations, especially during this time of this terrible pandemic. My name is Dean Joe-Santos Balagtas Bisquera. I am the incumbent Dean, Vice President for Legal Affairs, and member of the Board of Trustees, University of Manila. I have a Bachelor of Business Administration, major in accounting degree from the University of the East, and a certified public accountant, summa cum laude. I hold a Master of Business Administration degree, MBA, from the University of the Philippines in Diliman, magna cum laude, and valedictorian. And I have my Bachelor of Laws from the University of the East, cum laude, and valedictorian. I spent more than 35 years as a senior corporate management in the corporate jungles of Makati, joining multinational and reputable companies like Fuji Xerox, Motorola, Esso Petron, GlaxoSmithKline, Meralco, Delgado Brothers, Furadan, and Permaline. While in the corporate world, I was also practicing as a trial court lawyer, allowing me to be nominated twice as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. I also taught financial management at the Graduate School of De La Salle and also the University of the Philippines in Diliman. I continue to be a bar reviewer and a law professor in several schools, including my own University of Manila. This series of lectures now, which are in uploaded YouTube slides, refer to local taxation in the local government code, in the local tax code. And this session now will talk about the local taxation for the barangays. To start the ball rolling, allow me now to show you the coverage of my sharing on local taxation. I will have YouTube slides for the general principles of local taxation, taxation for the provinces, taxation for municipalities, the tax rules for cities, and now this series would be for taxes for the barangays. I will also have a separate series of YouTube slides on real property taxation. To start the ball rolling, the barangays all over the Philippines, you are about 42,000, and I hope many of you would have the opportunity, barangay captains, to listen to this. And allow me, as a fanatical Filipino, to greet you. Mahal ko po kayo bilang kapwa ko Filipino. Isa po akong dating aktivista in the sense that I was leading some of the demonstrations when I was a student leader at the University of the East and also the treasurer of the National Union of Students in the late 60s. Kaya po ang aking pagmamahal sa kapwa ko mahihirap ay naroon pa rin. Kaya nga po, sa maliit kong magagawa, ito po ang aking sharing sa inyong mga mahal kong barangay captains all over the Philippines para naman po may konti kayong matutunan sa aking alam tungkol sa local taxation for the barangays. In the chart now, you can see the barangay local taxes, which starts with taxes on stores or retailers with fixed business establishments. You have service fees or charges for the regulations of the use of barangay-owned properties or service facilities. You can impose a tax on billboards, signboards, neon signs, and outdoor advertisements. You are entitled to collect taxes for a barangay clearance for any business or activity. And you can impose a tax on commercial breeding of fighting cocks, cockfights, and cockpits. And you can collect your barangay taxes on places of recreation with admission fees. Let us now start dealing with taxes on stores or retailers with fixed business establishments. Ayan po nakikita natin ang typical na sari-sari store sa inyong mga barangays. Yan po ay pwede kayong kumulekta ng inyong taxes diyan na hindi kinukolekta naman ng province, ng city, or ng municipality. For retailer sari-sari stores, you can collect on all their gross sales or receipts for the preceding year. In Metro Manila, they say when they reach 50,000, then they are to pay 1%. For the municipalities outside of Metro Manila, when they reach 30,000, then they pay 1%. There are materials that say that throughout the country, it is a standard 30,000 gross sales to be charged the 1% retailers tax for the barangays. But so far, my research says that in the cities, the threshold gross sales is at 50,000 before a sari-sari store will be required to pay the barangay the 1% tax. The second kind of tax that the barangay is entitled to is called service fees or charges for the regulations of the use of barangay-owned properties or service facilities. Obviously, your barangay halls will have spaces that they can conduct some activities for meetings, for parties. You may have playgrounds that are under the name of your barangay, and therefore you are entitled to charge your service fees when people use those particular facilities. The fees for barangay properties will be determined by your Sangguniang Pambarangay, and they will have the full authority to enact a tax law that you can implement as the barangay captain. The third type of tax, and we can see this all over, are billboards, signboards, neon signs, and outdoor advertisements. Yan po. Yan po, you are entitled to charge fees for these billboards, signboards, neon signs, and outdoor advertisements, again using rates that your Sangguniang Pambarangay will approve. The fourth type of tax is that if anybody enters into business within your jurisdiction, then they need a barangay clearance, and obviously you will have to charge them a fee. Now, in this particular picture are banks, drugstores, and similar establishments. Obviously, we need to clarify some of this because they may already be paying some taxes to the city or municipality to which you belong to. On sabong, you are entitled to charge a tax on commercial breeding of fighting cocks, on cockfights and cockpits. And obviously, the fees for this commercial breeding of fighting cocks for cockfights and cockpits will be determined at the rates that your Sangguniang Pambarangay will enact. And finally, you can charge a tax, a barangay tax on places of recreation with admission fees. So if there are certain facilities in your place in the barangay where they admit, for example, uh, visitors on whom they charge admission fees, like for example, they have recreation playgrounds, they have billiard areas, and in this particular thing here, they have also arcades. Then you can collect on this particular establishments by charging them a certain percent based on what your Sangguniang Pambarangay will enact. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is my very short sharing with you of the 6 taxes that your barangay can collect on the constituents that you cover. And this should allow you to make some funds that you can use for the administration of your barangay, especially in the area of security, in healthcare, and for the benefit of all your constituents. Again, mabuhay po kayong lahat mga barangay captains sa buong Pilipinas. 42,000 po kayo. Mahal po namin kayo. Wala po kaming opportunity na ma-meet kayo bawat isa. Pero inaasahan po namin na kung gagawin nyo ang inaasahan sa inyo ng bayan, ang bayan po natin ay aasenso. Lalo ko pong binabati ang mga barangay captains doon po sa aking lugar na Sinilangan sa Sampaloc, Manila. Yan po ngayon ay 4th District, dating 3rd District. Ako po'y pinanganak sa Sulukan at lumaki dyan po sa lugar ng Isabel at G. Tuason. Binabati ko rin po ang mga barangay captains sa probinsya ng aking father, sa Bangged, Abra. Mabuhay po kayo at sana sama-sama tayong ayusin ang ating bayan para po tayo masenso. I also dedicate this to all of my law students at the University of Manila, especially those who are to take the bar examination. I hope these lectures will help you in your preparation.